Okay. Back in Los Santos. Well, at least almost. Because of course, there has been an error and you need to go back to GTA 5. Always happens. So yeah, I think I have about 1.5 million and the new car's like, what, 1.4 something? So I just need to make about, I don't know, 150, maybe 200 grand. Which, you know, it's not... It's, you know, pocket change these days, even with the nerfing of all the best money-making methods. Namely the payphone hits. Why am I here? This is not where I left off at all. Well, looks like we're in a pretty empty session, so at least doing a mission shouldn't be a problem. Looks like there's also a business battle going on, but I would venture to guess that it's the aircraft carrier one once again. So I'm not gonna do it. So yeah, 1.48. So we have 60 grand over the car's price, so that's, I don't know, paint job and a turbo. So we still need to make at least like 150 grand. Which is fine. That's not a problem. Let's just relax to the tunes of Mr. Mike Shinoda once again. Because I feel like that goes pretty well with this game. There's actually somebody outside revving an engine. Like outside my building. And for once it actually sounds good. Because usually they just sound like shit, whatever they're doing out there. Maybe the car guys have either gotten a new toy or maybe they finally completed whatever they've been doing to their shit BMW. You know the types, the kind of guys that are in their late 20s and they still wear caps backwards. So yeah, let's first off deliver some of these excess weapon parts, then we'll do a payphone hit. Then maybe a security contract. Also, I think I have some money in my agency office, which I don't know how much is in there. Maybe 50 grand? Well, we'll see. Even if we do end up making more than 200 grand, you know, that's, I mean, it's not really a problem, is it? Having more money. Yeah, just don't want to spend too much time grinding because I find it's probably not very entertaining to watch. Or to do, actually. I don't like doing it either. At least most of the time. Sometimes it's alright when, you know, on those rare occasions I actually get a cool mission. Which is pretty rare. Like those couple air freight missions where you get to have like a huge dogfight. I think those are pretty cool. Or at least used to be when the, you know, jets still had guns instead of paintball cannons. So yeah, for those that don't know, the Hydra and the laser have been nerfed. You might be thinking, oh well, that could be good, you know, those are pretty deadly against like armored vehicles, you know, they do sometimes make doing like product deliveries pretty hard. Which is fair enough. But it wasn't reasonable. The nerf wasn't reasonable at all. They butchered those things. The cannon is now probably less powerful than, I don't know, what would be a good example. Honestly, they would have been better off just putting the anti-aircraft cannon on the planes instead of whatever they did to it. Oh, there they are. And I also know there are a lot of people out there who are... They're very happy about the nerf. Because they're like, oh, now the Hydras and the Blazers can't grieve me anymore. Ha ha. Well, first off, the Hydra and the Laser haven't been a threat to players in any serious capacity for like 6-7 years at least. And second of all, if you think that they did this to bring balance to the game, then well, I don't know what to tell you. Go get your head scanned. You might have brain damage. Was that all of them? What do you mean? What do you mean they aren't a threat to players? I always get grieved by them when I'm walking around in the open on a public server and delivering motorcycle business supplies like an idiot. Well, honestly, at that point I can't even feel bad for you. At that point, I mean, you kind of deserve it because... I mean, how do you get grieved by a Hydra in just free mode when you're not doing a mission which you should be doing in an empty session anyways? I mean, you can take a Hydra or a Laser down by just shooting at it with a heavy sniper. You telling me you can't do that? Or the marksman rifle, that works too. And I mean, this game's been out for a while. I mean, most of you probably already have the minigun anyways, so... What exactly is the problem? Just shoot it down. Oh, but what if they do the thing where they're like directly above you, then they descend down, and when you're dead they'll go back up there and you can't shoot them because it's too high up. Just join up mission from your phone. Then when they think you're gone, just go back in the game and snipe them when they're flying away from you. I can't feel any sort of sympathy towards you if your problems could just be solved by having like one firing neuron in your head. You chose to be retarded, so that's your choice. And my neighbors are rearranging their furniture again, I suppose. They're dragging a fucking couch across the entire apartment. Christ. I think people who rearrange their furniture more than twice a year should be shot. You know, assuming they live in an apartment building. No, if you live in a house, do it all you fucking want, I don't care. But when you live above somebody and you're dragging beds and couches and chairs around, you know, not lifting them off the floor, then yeah, I do think you should be executed by firing squad. Or hung, or buried alive, or set afire. I don't care. This is why I can't be trusted with any kind of power. Just immediately the most mild annoyance. I'm calling for the death of people who do it. But yeah, that is an opinion that I hold. Loud people should be killed. Because honestly, I've just had enough. I've had enough of them. You know, people who drag their furniture around all the time, people who slam their doors when they go outside. People who live alone and still use stereo to listen to music for some reason. Just get a pair of headphones, you jackass. Why are you making your poor taste in music everybody else's problem? Most of all people who speak up of pretty much this level Like, I talk just loudly enough to be clear through this microphone with the whole Streamlabs filter on. And I think that's about the limit. If you talk loud enough for somebody to clearly hear what you're saying through like a big concrete floor and probably several walls as well. What are you doing? Why are you doing that? You don't need to. I'm sure your round-headed children will hear you just fine if you just speak at a normal volume. I don't know if most people know this, but you don't need to like push all of the air in your lungs through your vocal cords when you're speaking. You know, as long as you're audible, it's fine. This volume is just fine. You don't need to yell. You don't need to open your mouth to the extent of a pelican. But anyways, I'll stop having murderous thoughts about my neighbors now and let's get back to talking about the car. Guess that was the whole point of this stream, first place. So yeah, I'm thinking some sort of a like older Suzuki SUV, kind of like the one that James May drove in, what country was it? Bolivia, right? The two-door. Just a very small off-roader. I don't know about you, but I kinda like old SUVs. I don't, Franklin, shut up, but okay. Like whether it's the retro Japanese small ones, or the American, you know, the Canyoneros. I don't know, I like them. Modern ones? No. Modern ones are hideous, they suck. They are an aesthetic crime. And I think their creators should be killed too. So that's what three groups today that I've called for the death of. That seems about right. Assassinate the target, and the target I guess is at a motel. Yep. Let's see what the bonus is. I'm hoping it's the sniper one, or yeah, no, wait, it's the bad one. Fuck, now we gotta hurry. Well, this car's decently fast. I'm sure it'll be fine. What are you doing? What's wrong with you? That was a pretty sick flip though, I might have to take that. Wait, where's my clip button? Fuck me. There it is. Okay, no time to edit it right now. Just need to get to the place. I don't know, should I maybe set up like a clipping hotkey for Twitch? Is that possible? You know, I can of course just edit them later, but just so I can save that 1 minute bit. Kinda sometimes wish that Twitch would have more of a... that you could like upload clips. Or upload videos and they would be treated the same way as clips. That would be very, very useful for creators, I think. I think they might have been talking about that last year. Did they actually do it? I'm pretty sure they haven't yet, at least. But I would like to have something like that actually. Because my channels on TikTok and YouTube have been growing way faster. I think they're both... Well, I think TikTok's above 260 and YouTube is at 280 something, 6. Damn, it's almost at 300 actually. That's pretty crazy. That's the most followers I've had on any of my many YouTube channels that I've had over the past 13 years. Yeah, I always like start one as a hobby. Centered around, you know, different kinds of games. This is the first one when I'm just, you know, doing all kinds of games. But I've had a couple in the past. I think they've never passed 70. So yeah, this is actually pretty cool. Actually have somewhat of an audience. Okay, so we arrive with 1 minute on the clock. Thankfully the mod shop is right next to this place, so we have plenty of time. God, I gotta say that Camaro looks good. Sure, it might be a cheap American muscle car, but I don't know, I like it.
What miracle did you want me to perform?
What was that noise? Just from the music video or the game or yeah? Did you guys hear? Just a pop. Yeah, I'll definitely have to buy one of these days. Kinda wanna collect all of them. You know, the Camaro and the Challenger. Not the Mustang, but the Mustang, like the Shelby Mustang GT 500. I know that the interior is kinda cheap looking. Just some crappy plastic, but I mean the outside just... Oh man. I've had it as my desktop wallpaper for like 3 years now. There we go. Yeah, I don't know, that's just my kinds of cars. Not a huge fan of like the really low, flat Italian supercars, you know, the Lamborghinis and the Ferraris, at least as far as the modern ones go. But like American muscle cars and sure there was a French car that I really liked. I don't remember what it's called. It's like a small convertible sport car. Is it the Abarth Spider? Or is it Italian? Eh, I forget. But anyways, look it up. Abarth Spider. I want one of those. I want it in... What is the shade called? Ocean blue? Yeah, I think it's ocean blue. Not quite, you know, dark blue. Not quite light blue, just somewhere in between. It's a very nice looking car. One of the very few modern cars that I actually like. Besides the American muscle cars and the Alfa Romeo Disco Volante. And also the Pagani Huayra, but I most of the time don't even remember to mention it because, you know, it's just in a kind of a different league than normal cars. Both as far as the looks and the price goes. I think they go for about $2 million. Which is kinda nuts. Then again, the car is kinda nuts too. Made from like titanium and carbon fiber. It's got what, like 800 horsepower. Top speed of, well, I don't know, roughly 390, pretty sure. But that's not why I want it. I want it because of the way it looks. It's goddamn work of art. And I think anybody who picks a Bugatti or like a Lamborghini or a Ferrari over that is insane. And also should be killed. I'm just kidding, I don't want to kill anybody. But I am just saying, you know, if you guys elect me as your next dictator, then who knows, people might die. People might die for committing aesthetic crimes or noise pollution. So, you know, if you are one of those people, then you might have to be concerned. $75,000 in the safe. So after this we'll have, wait, 2.3, 2.4, 2.4, trying to do some math here. 700 and, whatever, we'll have enough after this and then. And after we do a security contract, so, you know. No need to bother my brain with numbers and such. No, but we'll have about 7.41. 1.741, that's right. Took a while. So yeah, plenty to mod the new car, I hope. Unless it's one of those, unless they like went all out. Like they sometimes do on all the modifications, made them very expensive, made a lot of them. We'll see. Could always do a couple more missions, maybe sell some counterfeit cash. Okay, guess we're doing vehicle recovery, that's fine. Just gonna do one, so, you know. Should be good. Yes, fix my Hydra's cannon, please. That'd be nice. Well, speaking of aspirations, where's my goal at? 70 out of 420, so a sixth. Not bad. I have gained a couple of followers in the last few days. But of course it would always be nice to have some more. Otherwise, you know, this is what happens. I just start rambling about insane things and I scare everybody away. So, you know, if you want to keep me on the light side, so to speak, then consider clicking the follow button. It would always be nice to have somebody to chat with during my streams. Not that I have a problem running my mouth just by myself. I am obviously very good at it. But I just feel like that would keep the conversations a bit more sane. Unless you're also out of your mind. In which case, you know, join the party. You know, either way. Follow me. I've just been told that it's a good idea to remind people to do it every now and then, even though I don't like to. Because, you know, sometimes they just don't remember to, and then, you know, the stream's over and they'll just be like, oh, well, I'll follow him the next stream. Because usually people do want to follow you when you're alive, which I get. It's always nice to see the reaction. What is going on? Stop talking, Mike. You're making me sad. Nope. Ah, it's nice to be back here. Modern times. Automatic guns. Cars, no horses. That's a big one. I don't like horses. I mean, as far as horses go, I mean, Hoover's alright, but I'd rather just like have a big truck. You know how it is. Horse like, oh no, there's a snake, I must kill my owner. Run off a cliff. But you know, Ford F-150 doesn't really do the same. There's a snake on the road, it's just gonna get pulverized. It's gonna be a smear. Guess not. Please. Try and get this job done. Oh no, you didn't just call me a E-word. Spanish shit talk sounds so stupid. Fuck you, Izzy. Just sounds like somebody's name. What is that shit? Just call me the F-word or fuck off. You know you can shoot through car windows. Someone shotgun shot him. Gotta press the button so slow. Well, I think we all know why. It's to make the mission more miserable. Yes, let's make sure the character presses the anger button as slowly as possible. So the NPCs have a chance to shoot him. Then he'll be like, ooh, maybe I should just buy a shark card. Which is the only thing that happens to people who are above the age of 10. Of course, these terrifyingly accurate Korean gangsters also part of the same philosophy. Should also try to do the time trial. Still haven't completed that. I tried doing it yesterday with like a... What's the car called? The Mitsubishi Evo Lancer. But that obviously wasn't fast enough because she had to like average 150 kph, I think. Can you make up your fucking mind? So yeah, you know, if we, I don't know, grab maybe the Proya or the Lamborghini, I think that should be fine. Shouldn't be too hard. go. I will take my payment now, please and thank you. Yep, 1.79 should do. It's 210,000 more than... Oh, not 210. It's 310? Yeah, that should be plenty. Yes. Yeah, it's even got a Japanese name, so I assume it's supposed to be the Suzuki. But what color should I get it in? You know what, I'm actually gonna check what color James May had it in Top Gear. Bolivia special cars. Yeah, I guess it just was in plain red. Although now that I look at it, it doesn't really look that similar. I think this might be newer. Well, whatever. It's close enough, right? Let's get it in red. Have it delivered to the agency. And while that is being delivered, I think we'll go do the time trial for an extra 100,000. And then I swear we will test the car. I swear if... You know, now that I said that, I swear the game's gonna like crash my whole GPU. Okay. Just calling. Well, I don't know, there's a couple of turns, but it's mostly straight line, I think. So if... Yeah, bring me the pariah, I guess. That should get the job done. It's delivered already. That was fast. Those punctual Japanese people. So I'm seeing some lag. That is. I mean, I only have GTA 5 and Streamlabs and my VTube software and Rave open. No, but for real, that shouldn't be too much. Some medium settings and my GPU should be more than capable of handling it, so it's probably my CPU, I would imagine. Not sure how many cores this game utilizes, but I reckon it's not all of them. I reckon it's not all 12. So that's probably it. Or maybe my RAM, because I still haven't like turned on the speed setting, whatever it's called. It's running at 1.3 gigahertz, while the maximum speed is 3. So that might make a difference. I should probably do it one of these days. But hey, let's get this time trial done. Excuse me. Yep, now it's just pretty much straight line. With the occasional NPCs that I need to dodge. Hey, if there's any car that's gonna average more than 150 kph, then it's probably this one. I imagine it'll be fine. See, if we crash into this fucking guy. Get off the goddamn road, you imbecile. Yeah, that might have cost us the race. Yeah. Well, Well, I don't know. Seems like it would have been pretty close even if I hadn't crashed. What are you supposed to drive this race with? Fucking jet plane? Rocket car? Fucking space shuttle? Well, we'll give it another go, I think. Not in a hurry to go anywhere. What do you mean, oh shit? Get off the road if you don't wanna be spooked by fast cars. Speaking of being on the road when you really don't need to. She got to see the most recent whatever road protest thing was. Guess it was the Extinction Rebellion again. Yeah, so there was a truck trying to get past these protesters. The driver was moderately upset, let's just say. Was giving these insufferable little hippies a bit of a roughing up. Which of course caused some Twitter controversy. Go, they're just protesting peacefully. Even if you don't agree with them, you don't need to assault them. Which I gotta say, I mean, I don't condone violence, but if you're gonna block the road, stop a man from going to work on time, that might be cause for a couple of slaps in the face. Especially, you know, since the truck in question was delivering medical supplies, I believe. At least that's what I heard. And the company logo on the side of the truck would kind of confirm that it was delivering, what was it, oxygen tanks to a hospital. So yeah, maybe don't block that one. Maybe don't block that truck. If you absolutely have to sit on the fucking road for some reason. Maybe not the guy who's trying to get oxygen to a hospital. Besides, I mean, what is this method of protest even gonna achieve, really? It's just gonna upset people trying to commute to work. And honestly, I heard that this is pretty much just a psyop by the fossil fuel industry to turn people against climate protests, and that sounds like, you know, that sounds like it makes sense. That is certainly what you feel when you look at these videos where these fucking pimple-faced hipsters are laying on the fucking road, being dragged away and then just fucking returning the spot like a fucking Mr. Meeseeks. So I've been given the task to sit on the fucking road. So yeah, just a big convenience for everybody involved. It's gonna turn people's opinions against climate protests, and I think we should stop paying attention to it. Once again, I didn't win this race. How fast am I supposed to actually drive? I mean, I calculated the distance and it's about 150 average, but that, I don't know, doesn't seem to be enough. It's a stealth helicopter. Oh, there's an NPC all the way out here. It's kind of weird. Well, I'll maybe switch to the Lamborghini, see if that has any better luck, because I mean, at least it can turn faster. Top speed is nearly the same. Acceleration might be a bit better. So nicely, as long as it can stay well above 150 most of the time. Should be able to do it in theory. But on the climate thing, if you really want to make a difference, if you really want to make change, reduce emissions, then, you know, protest against China. Boycott Chinese businesses. They are now producing more carbon dioxide than the rest of the... Was it the rest of the world or rest of the developed world? Well, whatever the case. They are by far the biggest producer of CO2 emissions in the world. It's not even close. And on top of that, they are constantly building new coal-fueled and oil-fueled power plants, so... Wanna make a change? There's your target. Or, you know, target governments and business in general instead of just random people trying to drive their cars to their workplace. Because let's be honest, that's not really the issue. Sure, yeah, I mean, cars, they do contribute a big chunk to the total emissions, but I mean, what's stopping people from driving somewhere really gonna do besides delay them and maybe get them fired? You wanna eliminate emissions, you wanna reduce gas-powered cars, then you know, target your local government. Get them to improve public transport, because that's really the solution to this problem. That is really the most effective solution to reducing emissions. Emissions is, you know, just improving the public transport infrastructure in cities. Because that's where most car emissions come from, I'm pretty sure. Just people sitting in traffic trying to get to work. So, you know, trams, metros, buses. Or, you know, make better bike paths, that sort of stuff. That's the correct one, I think. So yeah, there's my take on climate change. I don't know why I felt the need to give it, but there it is. Just putting that out there. So yeah, let's see if this car makes a difference. One more attempt. If this car can't do it, I don't really have anything else to try. Besides a motorcycle, but I don't think that's gonna be much faster in the city. Yeah, I think this is gonna at least save us a couple of seconds, because this can just corner so much faster than the Raya. Not exactly slow on the straights either. Fucking hell, every time. Get the fuck off the road. Well, that's that. Although I don't think I would have pulled it off anyways. Well, yeah, they're clearly expecting me to use like one of the new cars that has some fucking insane top speed. Oops. Don't think mine will be able to pull it off. They probably expect me to like buy the... What is the current fastest vehicle? Is it still the... like the butchered Volkswagen Beetle? So they probably expect me to use that. Oh, we have a new wave on it. Well, I'll do it after the stream. I've bored you guys enough. Bit rusty. Now then, let's finally test the new car. I noticed there was also a new muscle car, but I think it was electric, so you know. Nah. Not interested. You know, what's the point of a fancy car if it doesn't go vroom? That is just silly. That is stupid. Yeah, let's modify it right here, so let's save some time. Yeah, obviously I want some extra lights. Yeah, let's just get the big one. Well, maybe I should, you know, install all the performance upgrades first. Make sure I can afford them. And of course the bullet tires. So we have 61 grand left to modify the car itself. Oh. Some window plates, we got some got a spare wheel. I think I'll just keep this one. So is this one of the cars you can install the lock-on jammer onto? So I saw Imani checking the options. Oh, even more lights. Just turn this into another Canyonero. It's absolutely blind people. No? Just some roll bars. I mean, what are these called? Roll cages? Thought it was gonna be like, what kind of leather do you want? Oh yeah, missile lock-on jammer. Remote control unit. What? I gotta give that a try one of these days. Skip the stock ones. Don't want to make it too flashy. Roof box. Oh, I can store some corpses there. I mean, some sports gear. Snorkels. Do these actually do anything? I guess we'll find out. Then of course the last part and the most important one, which is the paint job. So we have standard red. To just make it all red. I don't know, I feel like all my other SUVs are red too. Well, what the hell, let's skip the trend. There we go. Let's go give this a try. Oh, okay. It's a pretty sprightly start. It feels very nice to drive here on the road, but that's not really what we bought it for, so let's get this thing off road. Okay, it climbs pretty fast. Oh yeah, I'm already liking this. Can I turn on the extra lights? Yes. Oh, this I like. This was a good ad. This was a good ad, but I'm still mad at Rockstar though for, you know, deleting 200 cars and ruining the Hydra and the laser. and increasing the cooldown time of the payphone hits to 45 minutes. Those were very uncool, and I won't forget those. I will keep them in mind when I consider purchasing GTA 6. You know, whether I decide to purchase it or do I set sail on the high seas? If you know what I'm saying. Yeah, just speed and power. That's how I solve problems. Yeah, this is a pretty fun little car. I like. It's a good purchase. But yeah, I think that'll do for me. Do it for me today. Didn't have really anything else planned besides it's Friday, so you know, who's really even watching at this point? Who's watching me play GTA on a Friday night? I don't know, 5 people, I guess. Okay. But either way, I'm glad everybody stopped by. And I thank thee for watching. You know, not just for this stream, but in general, you know, thanks for choosing me over all the other channels for whatever reason. I know I at least have a couple of pretty active lurkers. And for anyone else who might have not followed me yet, then consider doing so. I would very much appreciate it. As you can see, I have a bit of a goal there at the bottom of the screen. I am trying to hit it by the end of this year, which is a bit optimistic, considering I've been here for almost 4 years at this point. I'm only at 70. But hey, you know, shoot for the stars, right? Yeah. Also go check out all my other social medias at my link tree, which I will now put in the chat. There you go. I'll see if there's anyone to raid. No, nobody else streaming on a Friday night. Not surprising. But yeah, there you go. Check out all the links. YouTubes and Twitters and TikToks and whatnot. And I will probably take the weekend off, actually. I think I'll return Monday. Yeah. Well, I might do maybe like a short art stream on Sunday or something, but I haven't really made up my mind yet, so stay tuned. So yeah, if I don't change my plans, then I'll see you guys Monday. Have a good Friday.